welcome to our lecture on patterns of biodiversity. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating world of biodiversity, the incredible variety of life found on our planet. Understanding biodiversity is crucial not just for scientists or ecologists, but for all of us, as it has profound implications for health, the environment, and even advancements in fields like medicine and biotechnology. Have you ever wondered why some places on Earth are teeming with diverse species while others seem almost barren? Or why tropical regions, like the Amazon rainforest, host thousands of species compared to the more temperate climates? In this lecture, we will delve into the concepts of latitudinal gradients and species-area relationships. We'll learn how biodiversity varies with geography and why areas near the equator have such rich ecological systems. We'll uncover the importance of species diversity in ecosystems, how it contributes to stability, resilience, and overall productivity. Through some thought-provoking examples, we'll discuss the consequences of biodiversity loss driven by human activities and what it means for our future. By the end of this lecture, you will have a clearer understanding of how intricate and vital biodiversity is to our planet's health. You'll also appreciate the delicate balance within ecosystems and why preserving this balance is essential for life as we know it. So, are you ready to embark on this journey of discovery into the colorful and complex patterns of biodiversity? Let's dive in. Hello everyone. Today, let's dive into the fascinating world of biodiversity. Biodiversity is more than just a fancy term, it refers to the incredible variety of life that exists on Earth. Imagine a symphony where each instrument represents a different species or ecosystem playing its part in creating harmony. This diversity is crucial not only for the health of our ecosystems but also for our survival as humans. Ecosystems like forests, oceans, and deserts are all vital components of our planet's web of life. They provide us with oxygen, food, and even medicines. Understanding the patterns in biodiversity helps us recognize what we need to do to protect our planet. Now, let's explore how biodiversity isn't spread out evenly. It actually shows unique patterns based on location. For instance, as we move from the equator towards the poles, we usually see a decline in species diversity. Why is that? Well, in tropical regions like Colombia, you can find around 1,400 bird species, while in Greenland, there are only 56. This contrast teaches us that the tropics, located between 23.5 degrees north and south of the equator, are hotspots of biodiversity, often hosting far more species than anywhere else on the planet. So, why are the tropics bursting with life? There are a few reasons. First, think of speciation, the formation of new species. The tropics have experienced less disturbance than temperate regions, which means more time for species to evolve and thrive. Secondly, the environment in tropical regions is more stable year-round, which helps species adapt to their specific niches or roles in the ecosystem. Lastly, there's more solar energy available in the tropics, which leads to higher productivity, a bit like having plenty of sunlight to grow a fruitful garden. Next, let's talk about an important pattern known as the species-area relationship. As famous naturalist Alexander von Humboldt observed, areas that cover more land generally have more species, but only up to a certain limit. For example, a large forest will host more species than a small one. Mathematically, this relationship can be graphed as a curved line called a rectangular hyperbola. When we put it on a different kind of scale, a logarithmic scale, it becomes linear, allowing us to understand it better. This means that as we explore larger areas, we quantify the richness of species more easily. Now, you might wonder, does having a lot of species actually matter? Absolutely. More species in a community can lead to increased stability and productivity. Picture a community as a team where each member plays an important role. A diverse group tends to be more resilient during tough times, like natural disasters. Research has shown that areas with more species show less variation in growth from year to year. This consistency is crucial for our ecosystem's health. Let's connect this idea to something intriguing called the rivet popper hypothesis. Imagine an airplane held together by thousands of rivets, which are like species in an ecosystem. Popping out one rivet might not cause immediate issues, but over time, as many rivets are removed, the plane becomes weaker and could eventually fail. This analogy highlights the dangers of losing species. Some are crucial, just like those rivets on the wings of the plane. Sadly, biodiversity is under threat due to human activities. Recent statistics tell us that 784 species have faced extinction, and that number might keep climbing. Think of iconic examples like the dodo or the thylacine, which we've already lost. By understanding how human actions contribute to extinction, we can grasp the gravity of this issue. The decline in biodiversity leads to serious consequences. It doesn't just affect the living organisms, it can reduce ecosystem productivity and make them less resilient against threats like climate change. For example, areas with fewer species may struggle with pest outbreaks and other fluctuations, which can impact our environment in many ways. So, what causes biodiversity loss? There are four main reasons, often dubbed the evil quartet. The first is habitat loss, where regions like tropical rainforests are being destroyed for agriculture and urban development. The second is overexploitation, where resources like fish are harvested unsustainably, threatening their populations. The third involves invasive species, where non-native organisms disrupt local habitats, displacing native species. Finally, we have coextinctions. When one species goes extinct, it can lead to the loss of others that depend on it. One particularly alarming issue is habitat fragmentation, particularly in tropical rainforests. Despite once covering 14% of the Earth's surface, we now see these rainforests shrinking to just 6%. Think about it. While you are learning today, another large patch of forest might be cut down, affecting countless species that depend on it for survival. In history, there have been tragic examples like the extinction of the Steller's sea cow. Today, many fish populations are in danger due to overfishing. It is crucial to adopt sustainable practices to ensure these species have a future. Next, consider alien species invasions. Non-native species can sometimes take over, outcompeting local species and leading to drastic changes in ecosystem balance. The Nile perch introduced into Lake Victoria is a classic example, causing the extinction of many unique fish species. Being aware of these threats helps us in conservation efforts. Finally, we should understand coextinctions. When one species disappears, it can drag others down with it. For example, if a specific plant that supports a pollinator goes extinct, the pollinator likely will too. This intricate web of dependencies exemplifies why every single species matters. Now, I want you all to get involved. Start by observing your local ecosystems and identifying different species you can find, like birds or plants. You can then draw a simple food web of these species. Also, let's conduct a fun experiment to test for starch in leaves to learn about photosynthesis. To wrap up, protecting biodiversity is crucial for maintaining healthy ecosystems and ensuring a bright future for our planet. By understanding the causes and effects of biodiversity loss, we can actively participate in conservation efforts. Remember, Each of you in this room is capable of being a conservationist. Your knowledge and actions can lead to meaningful change. Thank you, and let's work together to protect our planet. Today, we explored the intricate patterns of biodiversity that shape our planet. Here's a breakdown of the key concepts we covered. Latitudinal gradients: biodiversity is highest near the equator and decreases towards the poles. For instance, Colombia has around 1,400 bird species, while Greenland has only 56. This phenomenon occurs because tropical areas are stable, have higher solar energy availability, and have had more time for species to evolve. Species-area relationships: the connection between the number of species and the area they occupy shows that more area typically means more species, but only to a point. This relationship can be represented by the equation log S is equal to log C plus Z log A, where S is equal to species richness, A is equal to area, Z is equal to slope. Importance of species diversity: communities with higher species diversity tend to be more stable and resilient to disturbances. Think of biodiversity like the rivets on an airplane. Each species plays a role in keeping the ecosystem grounded and functional. Loss of biodiversity: human activities have led to rapid species extinction due to habitat loss, overexploitation, invasive species, and co-extinctions. It's vital to understand that every species matters, as the loss of one can impact many others within the ecosystem.